G'day everyone, Jason Nunn, Fisherman's Warehouse Marine, Sweet Street at Warners Bay, your Newcastle Honda marine dealer. And guys, it's got to be blowing 40 knots down here at the moment at Crowder's Bay, and I've got to tell you, Josh is holding onto the camera just, I have to say. So we'll get stuck into it. It's tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday don't look too bad, but we're definitely going to have westerly winds for a few days. But today is definitely the worst of it, so let's just hunker down a little bit and I'll get this report underway. Okay, so we'll start out wide. So what basically happened last weekend was certainly no one really went Saturday, but Sunday the opportunity to get out there. It's blowing about 45 knots now. Couple of striped marlin, and one of the boys sent me an image through the week. 96 kilogram striped marlin caught on the weekend off Swansea, in and around about 350 fathoms, but no yellowfin. And that's where it is at the moment. You're starting to see a lot of bluefin start to come up the coast down off towards Sydney, the southern side of Sydney, certainly the southern side of Browns. But we've got this downhill tide at the moment, so it's still 21.6 degrees off the southerns. If you're going to get out wide, maybe Sunday into Monday next week, or even Saturday arvo, if the swell doesn't pick up, doesn't look that bad. I think you've got to be down in 30 to 33, 35, where that current does back off, but still a lot of downhill current, but there's no current in that location, in around about half a knot. Those guys that got in on the farm in particular, some really nice trag got caught, fish 3 to 5 kilos. There's some big trag in that 100-metre line and some really nice reds, and right the way through from our farm all the way down to Texas and beyond Texas, where they're getting quite a few kings. Now, something I did forget to mention, of course, 531 kilogram tiger shark caught on the weekend. Fantastic effort from Ryan and the team. Lindsay, well, that's a magnificent fish. That's nearly getting close to 1,100 pound tiger shark. Just goes to show you the size of some of these sharks that are off the coast at the moment, particularly with this whale migration actually happening. That is a tremendous effort. Another member of the 1,000-pound club. Well done, Lindsay. Inshore, a lot of good reports. Spoke to Dan from Sandy Bottom. That inshore fishery, 15 to 25 metres, still holding a lot of reds, up to around about 2 kilo, and there are some better fish amongst them, but mac tuna, tailor, flathead, and of course still trag, but not as big as those trag are out on the farm. Those ones out there are real donkeys, so you've got an advantage to get out there. We had so many reports last week sent to me, which was fantastic, and the way the fishing report survives is getting this type of intel, and that's exactly what we got. So the estuary last weekend was on fire, and in fact, when I did the report last Thursday, there wasn't a lot of mulloway activity, but once we went into that half moon cycle, straight after that big rain and big wind we had, the mulloway in the lake just were absolutely on fire. Wayne Flanagan sent me a couple of photographs. He had a fish just on a metre that he wasn't able to release. Wayne fishes very light, 5-pound braid, got another fish the next day, 68, and released it, but some big tailor as well. Stephen McMaster sent me a couple of photos in, fantastic effort there. Fished overnight on the weekend, 117 centimetre mulloway, a 96 and a 68. That is incredible fishing. And then Toddy Miles sends me more photos this week of fish above 80 centimetres which were released. Tremendous mulloway fishing in the lake at the moment. We're also seeing quite a few reds, and reds sort of 45s up to 55s. You won't get them out here today because it's terrible, but these are the type of fish that we're seeing, and a lot of flathead. Unbelievable. Jamie Miller sent me a video in of Dave Hodgson and his son fishing up at the north end of the lake here. 15 flathead between 65 and 90 centimetres on lures. If anyone's seen the vid, it's like it's in fast mode. It was just fish after fish getting released, photographs. That's incredible, and you'll often see these fish stack up in areas on the back of that washout, and that's exactly what happened. Plenty of bream in the system. Hilly got his bag limit in an hour, So a lot of very, very good bream and salmon, guys. Pete Weller also sent me a photograph of a salmon. He probably caught that in front of the, I'd say it was probably in front of the skate park. But I was out on the channel late yesterday afternoon and those salmon were thick. Basically the tip of Coon Island there, running through the middle, going back into that Air Force channel. Like we said last week, dead in front of the Aero Pelican Airport there. Salmon everywhere. They were jumping out of the water and busting up and carrying on crazy. There are a few tailor with them, but it's very, very difficult. I got one tailor on Monday afternoon, a good one about 55. But the salmon, like we say many times, they eat a sand chew. But great sports and great for the school holidays if you want to get out there. That tide, that 10 o'clock, I'll say that 9:30 tide on Saturday morning on the high and just before 3 p.m. for the low. So it gives you an advantage there to fish the morning and of course the full moon tomorrow night. We had a bit of a reprieve a second ago from the wind. It's now back to 45 knots. I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget, guys, keep on sending those reports in and hopefully when I talk next week, it's not going to blow my hair off my head. I'll see you then.